So when the average agent wins, everyone wins. That's the secret to success. And when you surround yourself with like-minded entrepreneurial people who absolutely love what they do, they love serving people, they love God and life, and you put yourself in an environment of high energy, high producing, positive people every day, you can't help but succeed in business and life. We are changing the real estate industry and changing real estate agents' lives. Welcome to the Financial Freedom Forever Podcast. Hey, welcome to the Financial Freedom Forever Podcast. I'm super excited to have my good friend from the GTA, Mona Karda, on the Zoom today on our podcast. Welcome, Mona.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Andre. I'm super excited. And what a great introduction that was. I love that. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, my virtual assistant and partner there, Rod, does a good job taking care of all the techie stuff because everyone knows I'm not too techie. So hopefully we have a great call today. I say that because I know we had trouble even getting on here because it's pouring rain where you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully there's no issues. And if there are, hey, you'll jump on your phone. We'll try to keep it rolling. But hey, it's live and anything can happen, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much again, Andre, for having me on board. I'm excited to do this podcast with you. You're a big key player as at EXP, our senior partner. So go ahead, ask away.
Well, I'm just going to ask you, tell us your story, a little bit of your background before real estate, how long you've been in real estate. I know it's only been a few years, but you're really killing it with agent attraction and building your team. And I want to really encourage the people who are listening that, maybe in real estate only a year or two or just got started, don't know a whole lot of people, and kind of share your story because you've been really growing your business and I'm excited to be partnered with you. So tell us your story a little bit.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Andre. I really appreciate that. That's really kind of you to say. So I got my real estate license the end of 2018. So like November, December, I had a little bit of time to figure out what brokerage I wanted to join. So I joined a brokerage. I won't say any names, but in the GTA, it's very well known as, $1 a day type brokerage for brokerage fees. And, I joined them. I was working full time, just wanted to get my feet wet in the real estate industry. So I was working full time as a regional director of admissions at a private career college. The last 15 years of my professional career, I worked in the private career college field, started off as an education consultant to manager to director, and of course, then to regional director of admissions. And, it came to a point, Andre, in my life where my family, my friends, even my coworkers could see that Mona is not as excited as she was. And there's something that Mona is missing. She's not herself anymore. Like what's eating Mona up? And the truth was, I felt this need inside of me to just kind of pursue and do something on my own. I did own a jewelry store before, where I designed engagement rings, and I still do that as one of my businesses. But, I wanted something a little bit more bigger and better, and something, that I can say it's my own. And this is what I achieved. So I said, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to go and pursue real estate full time. So I left the brokerage that I was with, because I needed proper coaching and training, and I needed support, and I needed one-on-one. So I reached out to my sponsor today. His name is Rick Dillon. Absolutely love and adore him. He is like what we say, the godfather of real estate in the Toronto area. Incredible guy. And, thank God I connected with him. We've known each other for many years, through mutual friends mainly. And we reconnected, and I said, listen, Rick, like I've been seeing how successful you are. I see you're all over social media. I know you're like top 1% in all of Canada. And I know that you're part of Craig Proctor training. You're in titanium level. You're doing big things. And I need to align myself with someone who's doing big things. And he said to me, sure, like you can join my team, no problem, right? I'll mentor you. I'll coach you. I'll train you. So sure enough, I joined with Rick. And and then literally 6 weeks later, he says to me, we're going to EXP. And I'm like, what? And he goes, we're going to EXP Realty. And I was like, oh, wow, what is EXP? And he says, oh, it's a cloud-based brokerage. It's amazing. You're going to love it. There's like 80-20 split, like they had this whole presentation, watch this video, watch that video, do this, do that, do some homework. And I'm like, to be honest with you, Andre, I did not even know like what 80-20, 16,000 cap. Like I didn't know any of that. Like I just really trusted Rick, I knew that a guy who has 16 years of experience, who's been at the big brokerages, he knows what he's doing. Like he wouldn't just make a decision, on the fluke, right? Like he actually researched it. So he said to me, Mona, trust me, like you're like my sister, and I would never, tell you to do something if I didn't believe in it 100%. And, that's where the trust and the loyalty and, respect for Rick, it's beyond words, I can say.
Well, that's really cool. That's really cool. Being a newer agent, just joined his team, didn't join him because of him, right? And everything that he's done in his real estate career, and kind of jumped in blind faith because you joined his business. But what does that say? I mean, that's pretty amazing when you think about it. People like Rick, who is in the top 1% in the GTA for a long time, and where he's at, and Pierre Nadeau and all these other people in Canada and around the country that we start seeing all moving over, many of them, moving over to EXP. It's just a testament, really, when you see all these big players coming over. So it's pretty cool. Thanks everybody, for jumping in. Any questions? Any of you guys have questions for Mona? Put them in the chat box so we can ask her, especially any newer agents. As you hear more of her story unfold, she's here to answer any questions, and please share some love there. Share this podcast, and let's give Mona some love. So I normally ask people what's your due diligence period of joining EXP, but there really wasn't any, right? You just went with your team leader.
Yeah.
But we all know that, well, maybe you don't know, but I reached out to Rick, I don't know, 9 months prior to you guys joining, maybe a year, and shared some info, but he really didn't take a deep look at it until, I don't know how exactly, but maybe 3 or 4 months before, and then started really digging into it. So he did his homework. He's heard about it. He knew about it. And once he really did his homework, then he knew it was going to change people's lives, and it really has, right? So tell us a little bit, what you've been working on, and what does your real estate business look like, and your team look like?
Yeah, for sure. And it's funny. I think there was many people who reached out to me from EXP prior, and I didn't know what the model really was. And again, because you don't have that relationship with the person and you don't know who they are, they're trying to start conversations with you. I found that, at that time, and I'm not speaking for Rick based on, with you and him and your relationship, but I just found that sometimes it's a process. It's a timing, right? Like it's all about the right timing and when it's supposed to happen. And I feel personally that if I didn't align with Rick, I probably wouldn't be where I am now. And where I am now, Andre, is like incredible. My group did 18 transactions last month for August.
Congratulations.
I got a big, massive revenue check that I'm so excited about. We've got 45 agents now in our group. We just brought on 5 new agents last month. We're working on another 5 to bring on this month. We're excited. We're a great group. I'm grateful for my group. We're called the Gladiators. Just came up with that name. I was a big fan of Scandal. Loved watching that show, and I loved I loved how she called her team Gladiators, because these guys are great. I've got awesome team members who are builders in my group, like Sandy Dillon, Navdeep Baga, like amazing guys. And then I've got some high producing agents like Sanjay Gupta, Samir Dode, like just great energy, and everyone's excited. It's great. Like no, nothing bad or negative to say, only positivity.
That's amazing. I mean, here you're a newer agent, right? Only a couple years in business, but you've attracted some other top agents that are bigger producers than yourself, because they've been in real estate longer. Absolutely. And your team did 18 deals last month. That's amazing. Now we had G. He's the one who jumped on or texted in.
I love G. I love Gertie. He's amazing. He's also one of our coaches in our group,
Yeah.
in our accelerator program. Gurpreet is amazing. I learned so much from Gurpreet. And I know, Andre, this is one of your questions, and I'm probably jumping ahead, but I have to say this about Gurpreet. When I joined with EXP, what I loved the most was how everyone were able to leverage each other.
Right.
So there might be some things that Mona was good at, and there's some things that Gurpreet was really good at, some things that Waleed was really good at, and we all just kind of brought our expertise together and just shared it with our group. And Gurpreet is like our number one go-to coach. Like any questions, anything, like the guy's incredible. I have nothing but great things to say about Gurpreet.
And he's not actually on your team, but he's
Nope.
in the group with EXP with Rick and such in your office, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is amazing. How the collaboration, most people don't, they think, well, geez, EXP's a cloud-based brokerage. How's the collaboration? How are you going to get help? But what a lot of people understand, the company itself, I mean, we have, I don't know, 1,400 or probably 1,600 team EXP members that are in the cloud that are employees, right? And then we can go to them in the cloud and talk to them and have any kind of questions that we have. But agents themselves, if they have an office, they keep their office, right?
Yeah.
I know you guys are opening up a nice brand new office there in your marketplace.
Yeah,
but the
absolutely.
collaboration, it's nothing like you ever saw before, right? Because we all had a common goal of working together. Now you may, pretty much being on, well, you've been on Rick's team for a while, but before that, you said you were a solo agent at another company for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't it like night and day? Because there isn't everyone's here to help you.
Yes.
Because we're all owners within the company.
Yes. Honestly, Andre, at that brokerage, I didn't do any transactions. Okay. I remember one day it was a weekend, I was doing a lease, and I had asked one of the senior agents that were in the brokerage if he could help me. I had never used Authentisign before to get my paperwork signed. And he said to me, the first thing he said to me was, "Didn't you learn this in school?" And I said, "No, they didn't teach me this in school. They taught me other things, but they didn't teach me how to use Authentisign. Are you able to help me?" He looked at me and said, "No," and walked
Really?
away. Yes. I was so disgusted. I couldn't believe that. Why would someone do that? Here, we go above and beyond within our groups, without our groups. I've got people messaging me who joined my KvCore training who are not even in my group. They're just a part of EXP. They'll join and they'll, ask me questions, and I'll help them. I don't mind, because that's what we do here. We truly do. We truly are agents helping agents. That's what this is about. And this community that we built, Andre, grateful to you as well. And Pierre, love Pierre. This is the community that we've all created. And that's what it's all about, helping one another. So yeah, it was a very different feel from where I came from to where I am today. So again, I'm super grateful.
Awesome. We got a question from someone on our group here. It says, "Hey Mona, great to see you. Quick question: what has been your number one method of attracting agents to your team?"
Oh, that's a great question. Number one method, let's see. Honestly, I love meeting new people and talking to new people, starting conversations, just getting to know them, who they are. So I used to work as an education consultant, where I used to help people figure out their career path and where they should go and what career path they should be taking. So for me to understand someone's needs and what they're looking at, I just have conversations, basically, either through social media, in person, through friends, family. A lot of people know that I work for a cloud-based brokerage that's global. So a lot of people ask me questions. What is this about? Tell me. And we just start conversations. If they're an agent, it's a bonus. If they're not an agent, I still share the information. I still share what we do, because you never know who they might know, and they might refer someone to you, which has happened. I had a mortgage advisor refer an agent to me and said, "Hey, listen, she's doing some great things. Talk to her." So number one method would just be really just start having conversations with people. That's all.
Just genuine conversations, trying to get to know people
Yes.
and introduce yourself. on social media and everywhere you go, right? That's
Yeah.
awesome. That was James Stanika from California who asked that question. Thanks, James.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rena and Mokshi and all the other listeners. We appreciate you jumping in. So let me ask you, what was being a newer agent, of course, what was the biggest, what was the most difficult part of being a solo agent before joining EXP?
Being a solo agent before. So just the support, coaching, training, the one-on-one. I really needed someone to guide me. I mean, real estate is so broad, and everyone said this to me, but I just didn't get it. You don't really know it until you're actually in it. It's one of those
Right.
things. And I always thought, well, I'm smart, I'm great. Like I've generated like millions of dollars for all these campuses that I was overseeing and having wait lists for all these programs, overachieving targets on a yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly basis. Like, why can't I just do one deal? Like, that was my thought process. Like, what's wrong with me? And I know a lot of people. So I'm like, what's going on here? But the truth is, you need to have someone by you side by side and kind of guide you and mentor you. And I'm saying here at EXP, even if you don't have that one person as the one who's there for you all the time, you have a group of people. You have 60,000, or what are we at now, 65? Like, you have all these agents to help you. We've got in our workplace how many groups that you can
Yeah, there's hundreds. Yeah.
and learn so much from. And then you've got other people that you can also, we've got tons of WhatsApp groups. We've got your group, Andre. We've got Pierre's group. We've got Rick's group. Like, there's so much information in Honey Badgers. Like, I find myself in Honey Badgers getting lost because I'm just, oh, I need to know this, I need to know that, and I'm just constantly in there. But it's really truly a matter of having that support. And Rick answers my call at like 10 o'clock at night sometimes. You know what I mean? Sandy and I will be on the phone until 1 o'clock in the morning, just coming up with ideas. Like, this is what it's like. Sanjay will be sending out listings in our group about, this is what his newest listings, so it's nice. It's great to be a part of something like this.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So it's well, I lost my train of thought. Let's just go to
That's
the next question.
okay.
I'll bring it up. Hey, it's
That's
live.
okay.
I was going to say, what surprised you most about EXP? What were you not expecting that's even better than what you thought it would be?
The stock.
Okay.
Yeah, the stock. I was not really very familiar with stocks prior to joining EXP. My husband was always into stocks, but not me. So I made a point of learning, because I'm like, oh, am I going to get this extra stream of income? I need to know what it's all about. So I researched everything about stocks, and I'll be honest with you, that is just above and beyond any other, real estate company that you're achieving this, extra income from. And revenue share. Like, honestly, revenue share is amazing. How, like, you're rewarded for helping people. Like, I've never heard of that before. It's almost and I feel like, my conversation right now, as I hear myself talking, it's like I want to be as authentic as I can and be as real as I am, because the truth is,
Nice.
I'm excited. I love it. I'm passionate about it. It's real. I saw it. It's in my account. It's happening. So, if you want to help somebody, you want to help them grow and be a better agent. Like, honestly, Andre, like, I had a team before I even had my very first closing for my transaction. Can you imagine?
Wow.
So, that's how much I believe in EXP. And what I can share with everyone is, try to have an open mind, and, like, take some time and just research it and see what this is about. A lot of time people will say, oh, someone's told me about EXP Realty. And it's like, well, I'm sure they did. But, if you're not with us, that means you didn't do your homework, or you were somehow misinformed. Like, there's really only two reasons why people don't join, right? They haven't done their homework, or they have been kind of misinformed about what
Yeah.
the
I
model is.
mean, the model really just attracts the right people. I know some people think,
Mhm.
hey, it's not really great for new agents. Well, you just blew that out of the water, right? You just said
Sure.
you had a team of agents in your revenue share group before you even sold your first house.
Yeah.
So that's pretty amazing.
And they helped me. They helped me close my first deal. Imagine that.
Yeah. So I think the model may not be for everyone, but it certainly attracts the entrepreneurial, business minded. It doesn't even have to be a real estate agents. It can be anyone in either other industries. If you're entrepreneurial minded and you love to help people and be able to have incredible income, and being a good salesperson obviously helps. It's been a good fit for everyone that I've came across. That's for sure. That has that mentality basically.
Yeah.
And I remember the question I lost my train of thought earlier was, you mentioned honey badgers and the other groups, and I just want to point out for people the call that aren't personally in our group, they might not know what that is. They're private Facebook groups. So honey badgers is Jay Kinder's group. He's our business partner above us that own the National Association of Expert Advisors. Right, we all get access to the free coaching and training. They charge 25 grand a year for. Our group gets that at no cost because they're our senior business partners, and everybody just shares, right? And then we have this Financial Freedom Forever group, is all the people in my group, and we all just it's a way to give referrals back and forth to each other in our family, and we're always doing sharing stuff back and forth. I've seen people post on there, hey, I have a luxury listing, my first one, who has a luxury listing presentation I can use, and three people drop it into the Facebook group. I mean, that's the kind of collaboration that you're talking about. I just wanted to point out. One big question that a lot of people talk about is the support from their local broker. Now, you said you came from another company, that you're a solo agent, and that didn't even sell a house yet, right? Join Rick's team. You're on his team for a while, but haven't you? And isn't the model set up so as newer agents or any agents, as they start growing and building their business, it's set up so you can kind of build your own team, grow your own team, and so you can flourish. But share a little bit about that.
So absolutely. So I joined Rick, like I mentioned, in 2020, and I told Rick when I joined his team that after 1 year, I'm going to leave your team because I'm going to learn everything that you taught me, and I'm just going to absorb it all, and I'm going to apply it, and I'm going to leave your team. And he laughed at me and he said, Mona, if you did that, I'll be so proud. And I said, yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And sure enough, I did leave his team, but I didn't leave his group. I'm still a part of his group. And this is the good thing about EXP. Like, even though you may leave someone's team, you're still within them. Like, it's still a part of the same group. And, that's actually, we should do an event on that, like, about how to create teams or hybrid teams, something along those lines. Like, maybe Pierre and Rick should do that. I think.
Actually, they're talking about doing an event here maybe in a month or so about how to build teams, and we'll talk about an event coming up here in just a second. But yeah, that's amazing. And I want to point out, you started your own team, right? And now you're kind of helping running your team, but you still have all the support from Rick and Pierre, myself, because we're all financially connected through the revenue share. We all win, and the whole model is set up so that exactly happens. You can start on teams, start your own, and as long as you never leave EXP, your sponsor, the person who shared this opportunity with you and who's get some of the revenue share from your deals and the other people's deals in your team, we all continue to grow, right?
Absolutely.
It's just the highest form of leverage. I mean, I'm here in Georgia, you're there in the GTA in Canada. I know you have a few people from Mexico and India on your team, right? So we want to ask you about that as well. But me, you, Rick, our entire group, all are compensated from the company, not from you, but from the company, with a small piece of revenue share, kind of like profit share, but 10 times better because it's off the top, not off the bottom, right?
Right.
So congratulations on building in other countries. Let's mention that real quick. How did you get people to join your EXP global team from India and Mexico?
So it's funny because I started to think about places that I like to visit and I like to go to. And I thought about, like my parents are from India, right? That's where we were. I was born in Canada, but I like to go back there. I've got lots of family in India. So I said, I wanted an agent in India. So I just started to kind of like look and find agents in India. And somehow we just all connected, the universe again, they just connected us and we had conversations. And I've got Amit Rajkor from Mumbai. I've got Avnash Kumar from Chandigarh, which is like my mom's hometown. So
Wow,
just
that's cool.
great. And then I've got Isis and her dad Lester out in Mexico, Playa del Carmen, and that's just another fantastic partnership, global partnership. And we're really excited because Isis has some great ideas and she just wants to blow up EXP in Mexico and, as they do in India. So we're collaborating. We're trying to figure out, maybe we need to do some events out there and,
Yeah, that's cool.
get that
Now,
going.
how did you attract them? Did you know them from over there, from your mom's hometown? Did you reach out to them on social media? How did you connect with them?
Social media.
All right, so just starting communications through social media, conversations, sending them some information. That's
Yes.
awesome. Great
Like I
job,
said,
Mona.
yeah. Thank you, Andre. Thank you so much. Yeah, the very first, my first, always what I do is just, make conversations with people on social media, just get to know them. Who are you? What do you do? And, just understand where they're coming from. And then I offer the pitch, the opportunity. Would you like to know a little bit more about this? And, and if they do, then we start the conversations. And it's funny with Isis, she had mentioned that someone else had mentioned the opportunity to her, and she had a long list of questions and her questions were never answered.
Oh,
So
wow.
when I connected with her, she asked me the exact same questions, she said, and I think she thought that I wasn't going to come back. I think she thought, here I am asking her all these questions, this girl's not going to follow up with me. But I went into the world and I found out, who's the broker of record for Mexico, who's the onboarding specialist. I chatted with them on Workplace. We arranged a meeting in Verbella, in the world. We went into the world and we all sat in a boardroom, the four of us, and they spoke in Spanish, and I just, my avatar's head just bobbled everywhere, and I just listened. And then after that, Isa said, "I'm doing this. I'm joining." And there you go. That's how it happened. So
Yeah.
you got to use the people in our group and team and senior partners to help you grow this. You don't need to do it on your own. And I think that's the most important thing that people should take away from this. You don't need to do this on your own. You have great senior partners. If you don't know who they are, you should get to know them.
Right.
I did I did an interview with everybody on my senior partners, and it was great. It was nice. It's really good to know.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. And in the relationships that you start building across the borders, right? We had an event, an EXP event there several months back in Mexico and in Cabo San Lucas, and I met with Lester. Lester came to that event.
That's
and
right.
We went and had drinks together and went to the event. And he actually took me out to an awesome restaurant and tried some authentic Mexican guacamole, which was fantastic.
Nice.
But that's pretty cool. So let's talk about the event real quick. You guys have been working on an event in the GTA. Tell us a little bit about that, when it's going to be, and if anyone that's listening here that's in your area that wants to go, that's a licensed real estate agent, I'm sure they can just call you or text that number, right? 416-559-MONA, and you can get them a link. But let's talk about that real quick.
Thanks. Thank you, Andre. It's a great event. It's the first of many. I have to say, I'm super excited about this event taking place at the Mirage Banquet Convention Center at 1917 Albion Road. This event is on how to double your real estate business. Monday, October the 4th at 10 a.m. All real estate agents are welcome, exclusive only to real estate agents. You got to be double vaccinated to get in. Our rules changed today. So you got to show proof of that. But we would love to have you, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Like, we're going to have a lot of fun where it's, just putting some great people together and some great presentations, especially with Al Stasek flying in from the US to present. And, Pierre will be there. Rick will be there. And Andre, I hear that you're coming.
Yeah, I'm flying in, man. I mean, I'm coming to see the family. I mean, we haven't really connected face to face with most of you guys because of COVID, except going to a couple events. So yeah, we're super excited. Flying in Al Stasek. And if people don't know Al, he's selling 300-400 units a year with his team. He has over probably closer to 6,000 people in his EXP Global team, and he's doubled his business over the years, and he's coming to really put it down. And that's just it. He's flying in to coach us and help us all grow. But because that's the way we roll, we're opening up to other real estate agents that's in the community, because we want to give back to the community. It's not going to be an EXP event. It's all about doubling people's businesses and helping them grow. And we're just sharing with the community. So if anyone in the area or even outside the area, you want to fly in, I'm flying in from Georgia to come to this event. Message Mona, and she can get you a free pass. So a couple other questions. What do you think about getting access to the NAEA coaching and training? And have you taken advantage of Jay Kinder, Al Stasek, or Michael Reese, any of their their coaching that they do, either in the private Facebook pages or jumping on their calendars to get help in your business or help growing your team? Have you taken advantage of that, and how's that help?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a part of NAEA. I did do the entire coaching with them, the certified buyer certification and the seller certification. Did all that. Fantastic. Love it. I love their videos. I've watched them all. I believe I think I completed the agent to CEO, completed that. Just great. Just some fantastic information there that's helped me grow. I share it with all the agents. Everyone has access to NAEA. Love the Honey Badgers group. I've learned a lot from there, especially how to build your YouTube. I've been starting to work on a lot of that. Michael Reese is great. He's always reaching out. I'm reaching out. I respect how he runs his business, and Jay Kinder is just amazing. And it's funny because I don't even think I'm in his, like if you think about it, I think I fall past his, what his entire group is. But, he's still there to help. And I love that. And I appreciate that. And Braden, I got to talk about Braden Kinder. He's amazing too. Bless him. He's done wonders for my group and really helped a lot. So fantastic people. Love them.
Yeah. So if anybody watching, EXP copied the Keller Williams payout model of the 7 levels. That's what Mona's talking about, that Jay and some of the people may actually below the 7 levels, because the company pays on every transaction a piece of the commission that's paid to the company, a part of your split. They pay the sponsor, who, instead of getting a thank you card and a $10 Starbucks card saying, hey, thanks for bringing this agent, your friend here that sells 100 homes a year, they actually give you a revenue share, right? And those down 7 levels, which is a friend or a friend or a friend. But so those guys may fall below that 7 levels, but they're absolutely happy to help us anyway, because it helps the company grow and it helps the stocks grow. As the company continues to grow, 2.5 years ago when I got plugged in, we had like 16,000 agents, and I think we hit, like you said, 54 or 64 or 65,000 already, 64 I think. The stocks were $8.15 when I got plugged in, right? Now they're like $45, but to us it's like 90 because of the stock split, right?
Yes, of course.
And where can anyone go in real estate or even your six-figure position that you were, before EXP, and actually have ownership in the company, in a
Yep.
publicly traded company that has stocks, right?
For sure. And you're
That's
right about that. A lot of people ask me, oh, tell me more about EXP. And I say, listen, it's publicly traded. Their financial statements are open to the public. Google it. What real estate brokerage can you say that about? Can I go and check what, Home Life, what their, financial statements look like? Probably not. So, this is the thing that I love about EXP. There's no secret. It's all transparent. If you want to learn more about it, you can. So I love the fact that it's publicly traded.
Well, I really appreciate your time today. Just a couple other questions. And again, thanks everyone who jumped in. Anyone has any other questions for Mona? A newer agent that's going to be, I think she's going to pass us all with her energy and what she's doing and reaching out to other countries. I'm impressed. I know you also teach, KvCore, right? KvCore is our lead generation system.
Yeah.
10 times more than I know about it. Just share what you do with the group and giving back on helping with our lead generation systems that we get access to included in our membership, and how that's helped you and other people in your group.
Yeah, absolutely. So the KvCore, when we joined EXP Realty last year, April 1st, 2020, there wasn't really much training and coaching on KvCore at that time, especially for Canada. We did have some people out in the US, but some of the systems were a little bit different. So we really had to do a deep dive in learning about what it is. And they have great tutorials. Like they've got the videos right there for you. So I just took some time to learn it. And like I said, the group was growing faster before that I could even do transactions, that I felt this need inside to support them. And, I needed to learn how to use this lead generation system and say, okay, guys, this is how you do it. So I started off with the Tuesdays at 10 a.m. and I still do it. And, the group comes in and we just opened it up to everybody because, if you're going to do this, you might as well just, invite as many people, and they're most welcome to join and learn about it and just, see how they can customize websites, learn how to do their own landing pages, and, just really know how to use the system, the database, and share your leads, and 7 plays on how to promote your listings, and just set up search alerts and stuff for your clients, and let the system do the automation for you so that you can have time to do some agent attraction. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's great. I love it. And, everyone's welcome. You can contact me if you're interested in joining any of the sessions. I do have them on my YouTube as well, which you can go to on monakarda.com. You can just click on the YouTube icon and you can watch the videos. And I think, Andre, you shared them as well in your group, right?
Yeah. I post them in this private Facebook group under the file and media tab. So yeah, all your trainings, you're gracious to share them with everyone, so they're all there. That's what we do, right? We just share with all of our group. And another thing we're talking about, the extra training and coaching. We also every Thursday at 1 o'clock. We just started this a few weeks ago, and it's open to everybody. So it's open to no matter. We don't talk about EXP. It's all about production. There's no recruiting allowed, but referrals are definitely encouraged. And we have top leaders like John Kitchens, who's the NAEA coach for the National Association of Expert Advisors. He's the top coach that people are paying $25,000 a year to be privately coached by him. He's actually committed to be on most of those calls. Dan Hillsman, Pierre, Rick, myself, Gary Wilson, who's an icon in the industry with investments. We're all going to be on that call on Thursdays at 1 o'clock, and it's called Agent to CEO Unstuck Call, Zoom. So anybody listening can text myself or Mona, and we can get you access to that at no cost. It's for like-minded people who just want to grow the real estate business and share. We want people to ask questions, come and ask questions, but share any of your wins, anything that you can do, because we're all here to make each other better, no matter what company you're from. And then Friday, we have a Freedom Friday agent attraction call for people who are looking to build teams and attract agents to their teams. It's been Friday at 9:30, but I'm sending the email out to everybody today that it's going to change to noon starting this Friday. So it's going to be from noon to one. And because it's just going to be better for everyone's schedules, and they can have lunch at the same time and jump on the agent attraction call. So be looking for that. And anyone who wants to jump in that, let us know as well. Real quick, we're getting close to the end of time here. I want to, if there was just one takeaway that you want to make sure that anyone that's listening here, they're close friends of yours, someone that you really care about, what would you want to make sure that they understood, that they took away from this interview about you and about your success with EXP?
Honestly, I would say that if someone is trying to share a business opportunity with you, try to be open-minded and just listen to what they have to offer. Even if you're not maybe ready for it at the moment, but at least hear about it. I'm saying this because my only regret is I wish I had joined DXP, long time ago, right? Really, I truly do. I feel like, oh God, what was wrong with me? Why wasn't I listening? Like, why was I being so, narrow-minded? So that's why I say that, but I just say, it's great. It's such a fantastic brokerage that really truly is better than anything else. Like, we've done numbers for so many agents side to side, and the amount of money that they're missing out on is incredible, and what they could be earning with EXP is beyond what they know. So I just say, take it, be open-minded, be positive. And if someone is not listening to you and you're trying to help agents and they're just not getting it, it's okay. They're not meant to align with you. Move on. They're meant to align with someone else, and the universe will repay you no matter what. It just happens that way. Honestly, Andre, I'm very grateful for you, Pierre, Rick, Levi, James, Dan, Michael, Jay, like all you guys. Super, super grateful for all of you. And, I learned from you, right? Like, that's the best part too. You're masterminding with these people. They've done it. They're successful. That's what I would share with everyone. Like, you want to align yourself with successful people and who are doing it. So, I appreciate everyone who's a part of our group and is really guiding us and supporting us, because it means a lot. And, everybody wins. Like, I just, my hashtag now is stronger together, because It's true. We're so much stronger together, and it's a great place to be. Just be grateful. And, if you're annoyed and you don't want to hear from people, then, don't. It's up to you.
I tell people, do the math, just do the math. A lot of people tell me, hey, I'm super happy where I'm at. That's great. We want happy people. We don't want unhappy people. 95% of the people that we talk to that do look at the opportunity that partner with us are super happy, and they love their broker. I just ask them, well, do you love your broker more than you love your wife and husband or your kids? Because it's your business. It's a business opportunity. And you mentioned that people will, they're leaving a lot of money on the table because there's all the multiple, ways of making income. But what about the money that they save, right? I know so many people are on a 95 split or whatever, but there's no cap. So, they sell 20. It's great when they sell 3 houses, but when they sell 10 and 20 and 50 and 100 someday, there's never a cap. Right? I'm talking to a girl later that she paid her broker $56,000, last year. And with EXP, our cap is, 16 grand. And if you're on a team 8, and even the mega team only 4, right? So it's the amount of money that you can save. And I know a guy that's between the franchise fees, because we don't have any franchise fees, no desk fees. And because he was paying for coaching, but we could get more than enough coaching from EXP and from our group, that he didn't need to continue paying for coaching. He saved like 125 grand, and he was with another company for, over 10 years. And we saved him 125 grand by just, doing the math. So I just tell people, do the math.
Exactly. And either they get it or they don't, like even KvCore, for example, got people who joined the Zoom and they're not a part of EXP, but they're paying like, I don't know, like $500 a month. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, why are you paying that? It's free here.
Yeah. KvCore is more than that. It's, I think between $600 and $700 a month US.
Oh, is that right?
And wow. SkySlope is $300. Between KvCore and SkySlope, it's about $1,000 US that people would pay for those 2 things that we get included. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that I don't know why someone would want to do that, but again, it's just about being open minded and just wanting to learn a little bit about something
Yeah.
different.
It's all
Yeah,
about timing too. It's all about timing.
yeah.
So we just tell people do the math, do your homework, and whenever's the right time, you'll know it, and we'll be here. That's for sure. My last question: if you could join EXP all over again, I know you just
Mhm.
said you wish you would have heard about it sooner and joined sooner, and everybody says that.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? If you could join EXP all over again, what would you do differently? That we can
Um,
learn. I always like to ask so we can learn from other people's mistakes.
right.
Um, Anything that you
Um,
can think of?
Actually, you know what? I don't think there is anything. Like I,
Okay.
I know that I was meant to align with Rick. I know that Rick was meant to be my sponsor. I know that for sure. So I can't say there's anything different. No, I'm proud that I'm helping and providing the KvCore, coaching, as best as I can, and I hope people appreciate it, and I think they do. But I do it to just pay it forward and say thank you, because I am super grateful for EXP. And there's not much, to be honest
Okay.
with you. Yeah, like it's going great, and it's good, and I'm just getting started. Andre, I'm getting
You're just
started.
getting started. Yeah, absolutely. You have a lot of years career ahead of you, and for the people that have been in real estate for like myself for 30 years,
Yeah.
what we hear over and over again is ESP's making real estate fun again. I
Yes.
mean, it really is. I mean, I can't wait to get up there to Ontario and meet all you guys face to face for the first time, even though we've been partners for a while. And it's just been an amazing trip for me as well. Um,
So Andre,
one,
I got a question for you.
yeah, go shoot.
So, okay, so what's your numbers looking like? Like how many, what's in your group? Like what's your transactions last month? Come on, share. I need to get more
Yeah,
inspired. I got to get to where you're at. What's
yeah,
your
absolutely. Well, I appreciate that. Well, I've been with EXP for 2.5 years. The first 2 years, I was actually like an inside sales agent, working 40 hours a week for a friend for a while, for 6 months, and then with Jane Al for a year and a half, because I left the coaching company that I had and I didn't have any income. I left my six-figure income to jump into EXP because I saw this as an awesome business model. But as being a coach for 9 years prior to EXP, I hadn't sold anything in 9 years. So I knew it was going to take a minute to get my business up and running and needed income. I share that with you because if you're out selling real estate 40 hours a week or doing whatever you're doing 40 hours a week, I started, calling some friends and sharing the opportunity with people on the weekends, the evenings, and where I could.
Mhm.
And at the end of the first year, I think I had 37 total people on my total team.
Nice.
I only attracted one agent in 3 months,
Okay.
3 agents in 6 months. So you can't
Mhm.
call me recruiter of the year.
Mhm.
But that's just it. We're attracting the right people.
Right.
At the end of the first year, I had 13 and I think 36 total, but I was consistent to share the opportunity with people. I did it slow. I
Yeah.
suggest people do it the fast way. Just really get out there
Yeah.
and do it. Put some
Yeah.
time and effort into it. But I kind
Yeah.
of did it, really part time.
Mhm.
But at the end of the second year, I'm looking at my board over here. I had 281 people in my group at the end of year
Wow.
two,
Yay.
and it's been 7 months since then. So in the last 7 months, it's grown from that 281. Last night I looked, it was 524.
Wow.
So yeah, it's grown to 524.
That's incredible.
And
Congratulations.
and I won't give exact numbers with revenue share,
Sure,
but I
sure.
can tell you I was making a really good income, where I was doing before,
Mhm.
and I'm making 3 times that per month consistently before I sell a house. I
Yeah.
only sell a few homes a year because I'm now focused on helping you guys build and
Yes.
coaching and
Yes.
helping everyone's team build. That's what I
Mhm.
really love doing. The company we used to work where charge 20, 30 grand a year for us
Mhm.
to help grow their teams and their business, and now we get to do it for free.
Yeah.
So it's pretty exciting.
That's amazing. Good for you. That's a great achievement. And those are like my goals, that's where I want to get to. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
and a lot of that's help from from you and from Rick and Pierre. I mean,
yeah.
our numbers continue to grow, and our team continues to grow, and our income continues to grow monthly
Mhm.
because everyone's out selling houses, everyone's out helping everyone to sell more houses,
Yeah.
and we're really growing this thing together. So I think your time. Before we sign off, I always like to ask people if you're a reader.
Yeah.
What's your best inspirational book that you'd
Yeah.
love to share? Or if you're a movie watcher,
Right.
what's your best movie of all time?
Oh my goodness. So I'm not a reader, unfortunately, but I do listen to a lot of books. So
Right.
audibles.
Okay.
There's been quite a few books that Rick's recommended, and a few other people in our Honey Badgers, yourself, Pierre. So I've read like Building an Empire, or listened to Building an Empire. Love that
Okay.
one.
Brian
Um,
Carruthers. Yeah.
yeah, Maximum Achievement. I'm listening to that right now as we speak. So that's great. That's fantastic. Um, Movie wise, I love Slumdog Millionaire. I just love, yeah, the sequences, like the amount of people that you meet, or the number of people you meet at different times of your life, how you never know when you're gonna, reconnect with them again. And I'm a strong believer in that. Like, everyone comes into your life for a reason. And yeah, so that's kind of me. I'm more of a reality show person. Like, I like Big Brother, I like Survivor. Those are my kind of things. But I'm, starting to learn a little bit more about books and things like that. So yeah, full
Yeah.
trip.
And besides being a great leader and an inspiration to a lot of people that are watching this, I know you're a wife,
Yes,
right? You're a
yes.
mom of how many
Two boys. So
boys?
yeah, so my husband's a musician. My boys are Elvis and Elton,
That's cool.
named after musicians. I love them. Very supportive family. I'm very grateful. They, support me and everything. Like, sometimes there's days where I'm literally on Zooms back to back to back, and I'm really grateful for them. So I couldn't have done it without them.
That's awesome. Hey, Mona, again, if anyone wants to reach out to you, your phone number is right there.
Thank you.
Message you, text you. We'll see you in Toronto in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
And I really appreciate you jumping on our broadcast. And
absolutely.
we'll see you in the GTA.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Andre. You're amazing. Love you. Thanks,
All right.
everybody.
Thanks.
Cheers.